Hello, kamusta tayong lahat? I praise the Almighty Father. I worship His name, for He is worthy to be praised and adored. He is powerful. He is mighty. He is our Creator, the Almighty Father. Dito sa Psalm chapter 99, verses 1 to 5. Let the Lord reigns, let the peoples tremble. He dwells between the cherubim. Let the earth be moved. The Lord is great in Zion, and He is high above all the peoples. Let them praise your great and awesome name. He is holy. The King's strength also loves justice. You have established equity. You have executed justice and righteousness in Jacob. Exalt the Lord our God and worship at His footstool. He is holy. That's our Father, the Creator of heaven and earth. And I also am grateful to Jesus Christ, my Savior and my Redeemer, for His precious blood. For He freed us from the bondage of slavery and shame. And I am thankful to the Holy Spirit, for He is always with us, guiding us, reminding us of God's goodness, reminding us of Jesus' precious blood, reminding us that we are not alone. Our Father is with us. Jesus is with us. And so we should never be afraid. Dito sa 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 10, therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in needs, in persecutions, in distresses, for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. So we must humble ourselves before Jesus Christ, before our Father. For when we are weak, then we are strong because of Jesus Christ. So last time we finished reading 1 Kings chapter 5 and 1 Kings chapter 6. So 1 Kings chapter 5, ito yung preparation na ginawa ni King Solomon in building the temple of God. So kinausap niya si King Hiram of Tyre. At nagkwari sila, no? Mga large stones. And costly stones and hewn stones. At maraming mga shifts, maraming mga tao ang kinuha as laborers. Dahil nung time ni David, hindi makagawa ng temple si David because of the wars. Left and right yung wars na pinagdaanan ni David. And yet he was faithful to the Almighty Father. Even though left and right ang mga pinagdadaanan niyang mga trials and tribulations, kahit na may mga giants na nakakalaban siya. So, giants agad ang nakalaban ni David, no? Hindi mga maliliit na tao. So, tayo ganun din, ang mga experience natin, mga problems and tribulations. Giant, hindi maliliit ang mga problems. Pero, ma-overcome natin yon by the grace of God. if we are only obeying our Father. Tsaka, yung walk in His ways. No, nakalagay dito, di ba? And the statutes and commandments ni Almighty Father. Susundin natin. And then dito sa 1 Kings chapter 6, inumpisa nang i-build ang temple of the Almighty Father. Binabanggit dito, no? Mga pure gold. Naka-overlay ng pure gold yung mga kahoy na cedar and cypress trees na kinortihan, tapos naka-overlay ng gold. Pati yung floor, yung sanctuary, yung mga chambers. At saka tahimik. Wala kang maririnig na hammer or chisel or any iron tool. Dahil doon pa lang sa quarry, hinihiwa na or tinatapyas na or kinokortehan na yung mga bato. Kaya no hammer or chisel or any iron tool was heard in the temple while it was being built. So, hindi ito imposible dahil kung i-check nyo, yung pyramid, ganun din, no? Wala tayong nakikita. Sa ngayon, if we check the pyramid, wala kang makikitang mga dugtong-dugtong na mga bagay. Kasi walang mga kahoy na nakalagay doon, puro mga hewn stones, pinagsama-sama. So, ganito din ang ginawa sa temple ni Almighty Father. Pero iba namang korte to dahil itong kay temple ni Almighty Father, yung itsura ng temple ni Almighty Father, naka-based sa kung ano ang itsura ng heaven, pero hindi katulad ng itsura ng heaven. Kasi nga, si Solomon, he was full of wisdom, at yung wisdom niya galing kay Almighty Father. So, yung mga bagay na inilagay niya sa temple, ipinilagay yun ni Almighty Father. Pumapasok lang sa isip ni Solomon. Binibigyan ni Almighty Father si Solomon ng wisdom kung ano ang ilalagay. Gaya dito kay kay Bezalel tsaka kay Aholiab sa Exodus chapter 31 verse 2 to 4. Si Almighty Father ang naglalagay ng wisdom kay Bezalel tsaka kay Aholiab on how to make the Ark of the Covenant. So dito ginagawa pa lang yung temple, di ba? At natapos yung temple. He was 7 years in building it. Nakalagay dito sa verse 38 ng 1 Kings chapter 6. Pero, if we check Jeremiah chapter 52, dun na sinira ni Nebuzaradan ang temple na pinagawa ni Solomon. Na-plunder yung temple, natanggal yung mga gold overlays, pati mga bronze, pati yung mga articles, sinira, tinanggal, hinakot ni Nebuzaradan, no? So, ito yung start, no? Sa 1 Kings chapter 6. Inalaw ni Almighty Father na sirain ang temple. So, dito na tayo sa 1 Kings chapter 7. Aside from the temple of God, meron pang mga other buildings na pinagawa si Solomon in the vicinity also of the temple of God. Pero si Almighty Father, ipinapasok niya sa isip ni Solomon kung ano yung ilalagay sa building. Pero hindi ni Almighty Father sinasabi kay Solomon na yun ang itsura ng kung ano ang heaven. Kasi yung mga description dito sa 1 Kings chapter 7, yung mga description dito, nakalagay ito sa Ezekiel. Naintindihan natin? Naintindihan mo, Iska? Yung mga nakalagay na mga dito sa 1 Kings chapter 7 na makikita ng mga articles, physical to, no? Itong ginawa ni Solomon. Pero may counterpart siya sa heaven. Binibigay ni Almighty Father kay Solomon. Hindi lang aware si Solomon kung ba't niya alam na dapat ganun ang gawin niya. Kasi nga si Almighty Father nagbibigay sa kanya ng wisdom. Basahin muna natin, ano, para maintindihan natin. Kasi itong design na to na binigay ni Almighty Father kay Solomon, based siya sa heaven and the heavenly hosts. So, si Bezalel tsaka si Aholiab, binigyan sila ng wisdom ni Almighty Father. Mas maraming wisdom ang binigay ni Almighty Father kay Solomon when he created or when he made the Temple of God and also the other buildings in the vicinity where the Temple of God was created or was built. Umpisa natin 1 Kings chapter 7 verse 1. But Solomon took 13 years to build his own house. So matagal ang bahay na ginawa ng bahay ni Solomon, 13 years. So he finished all his house. He also built the house of the forest of Lebanon. No? House of the forest of Lebanon. Its length was about 150 feet or 100 cubits. Ano ba yung house of the forest of Lebanon? Lebanon, ito ay ang etymology ng word ng Lebanon. Kung i-check natin, ibig sabihin nito, LBN, white, puti, forest of white. Kaya tingnan mo yung Lebanos, di ba white yon? Kapareho ng pangalan ng Lebanon, ano? Lebanon, Lebanos. Kasi nga, di ba yung Lebanos white yon? Kasi nga, Lebanon, it means white. House of the forest of Lebanon, or kung i-translate natin, house of the forest of white. Bakit white? Pure, malinis. Its length was about 150 feet or 100 cubits. Its width about 75 feet or 50 cubits. And its height 30 cubits. With 4 rows of cedar pillars and cedar beams on the pillars. And it was paneled with cedar above the beams that were on 45 pillars, 15 to a row. There were windows with beveled frames in 3 rows, and window was opposite window in 3 tiers. And all the doorways and doorposts had rectangular frames, and window was opposite window in 3 tiers. Windows saka doorways, no? Rectangular. He also made the hall of pillars. Its length was 50 cubits and its width 30 cubits, and in front of them was a portico with pillars, and a canopy was in front of them. Pag sinasabing pillars, ito'y column, poste. Verse 7, then he made a hall for the throne, the hall of judgment, where he might judge. And it was paneled with cedar from floor to ceiling. Floor to ceiling, planks of cedar ang ginamit. And the house where he dwelt had another court inside the hall. So, they describe dito yung hall of throne, Doon siya magja-judge kung may mga tao na lalapit sa kanya. At saka yung house where he dwelt had another court inside the hall of like workmanship. Solomon also made a house like this hall of Pharaoh's daughter. So yung asawa niya, di ba, Pharaoh's daughter, binigyan din niya ng magandang bahay. Whom he had taken as wife. Kasi nga anak ng Pharaoh, kaya magandang bahay din ang binigay niya sa anak ng Pharaoh. All these were of costly stones cut to size, trimmed with saws, inside and out. So meron na rin silang lagari noon. From the foundation of the eaves and also on the outside of the great court, the foundation was of costly stones. Large stones, some 10 cubits and some 8 cubits. Malaking bato. Large stones. 10 cubits to 15 feet. Gaano ba kalaki yung stone sa sa pyramid? Kasi 10 cubits to feet, it's 15, no? 15 feet. So, kayang gawin, na? Hindi, sasabihin ba, alien, baka alien ang gumawa? Hindi. Verse 11, na above were costly stones hewn to size and cedar wood. The great court was enclosed with 3 rows of hewn stones and a row of cedar beams. So were the inner court of the house of the Lord and the vestibule of the temple. Vestibule, yung opening of the temple, kung saan papasok. Now King Solomon sent and brought Huram from Tyre. Na nakalagay din sa 2 Chronicles chapter 2 verse 13 and 14. Bakit Huram ang nakalagay na name dito? Hindi, pero ang real name niya is Hiram. To differentiate Huram from Hiram. Kasi si Hiram, king siya from Tyre. Ito naman, si Huram din, but he is also from Tyre. So to differentiate Hiram and another Hiram from Tyre, ginawang Huram. Verse 14. He was the son of a widow from the tribe of Naphtali. So itong si Huram, nanay niya from the tribe of Naphtali, and his father was a man of Tyre, a bronze worker. So yung tatay niya sa Tyre, yung nanay niya Naphtali, Israelite. So iba siya, iba tong si Huram kay King Hiram. Pero itong si Huram, nakatira siya sa Tyre, no? He was filled with wisdom and understanding and skill in working with all kinds of bronze work. And so he came to King Solomon and did all his work. So, bronze, no? Ano ang bronze tanso in Tagalog? Magandang conductor ang tanso, alam niyo yun, ano? Kaya usually yung tanso ninanakaw sa poste. Nagtanong ako dati, so anong maganda bang connection sa internet? Ang maganda bang connection sa internet, yung meron tayo ngayon na fiber wire ang ginagamit o yung cable na gawa sa tanso? Ang totoo, ang magandang internet gawa sa tanso. Pero bakit ginawang fiber? Mas mura, and at the same time, hindi nananakaw. Pero, mas stable kung ang gagawin na for internet connection ay yung tanso. At kung mapapansin ninyo, kung may internet tayo, meron din tayong phone, diba? Pag wala tayong internet, sira rin ang phone natin. Hindi kagaya dati na may phone tayo, kahit sira ang internet, may phone tayo. So, meron tayong pwedeng tawagan. Ngayon, wala ang internet, wala rin ang phone. kontrolado na tayo ngayon. Ha? Aware ba kayo doon? Buong mundo, since year 2020. So, kung ang government or kung sino man ang nakakataas sa buong mundo, tatanggalin ang internet, wala na rin tayong phone kasi magkadugtong ang phone sa internet. Hindi kagaya dati na magkahiwalay ang phone sa internet. Kasi fiber optics na rin ang ginagamit sa phone. Unlike dati, ang ginagamit ay cable, mas stable yon, mas maganda yon, no? Nabanggit ko lang, ha? Kaso nga lang, inaabuso ng mga tao yung tanso, ninanakaw. Oh, sino may kasalanan? Tao rin na may kasalanan. So, balik na tayo dito, no? Kasi nga, magaling sa bronze itong si Hiram. So, siya nagtatrabaho. Pag bronze ang pag-uusapan na design, si Hiram ang kausap ni Solomon. Verse 15. And he cast 2 pillars of bronze, each one 18 cubits high. And a line of 12 cubits measured the circumference of each. Then he made 2 capitals of cast bronze, so set on the tops of the pillars. The height of one capital was 5 cubits, and the height of the other capital was 5 cubits also. Bakit nagkakaroon ng ganito? Hindi naman nila alam kung anong kanilang i-design. Si Almighty Father ang nagbibigay ng wisdom sa kanila, no? Inulit ko. Yung design na ibinibigay ni Almighty Father, hindi sila aware, no, na si Almighty Father nagbibigay ng design. Basta papapasok lang sa isip nila, ito magandang design, no? It's a taste of heaven. Pero hindi pa rin makakapture yung beauty ng heaven, no? Verse 17, he made a lattice network with wreaths of chainwork for the capitals which were on top of the pillars, 7 chains for one capital and 7 for the other capital. So he made the pillars, the 2 rows of pomegranates above the network all around to cover the capitals that were on top, and thus he did for the other capital. The capitals, which were on top of the pillars in the hall, were in the shape of lilies, 4 cubits. So, iba-ibang mga shape. May pomegranates, may lilies. The capitals on the 2 pillars also had pomegranates above by the convex surface, which was next to the network. And there were 200 such pomegranates, in rows on each of the capitals all around. So, puro binabanggit, ano? Pomegranates. Pomegranates means it's a symbolic. Nakakita na kayo ng pomegranates, no? Nakakita na ako ng pomegranates. First time ko nakakita ng pomegranates. Yung pinaglilihian, naglilihi yung nabuntis ng tatay ng anak ko, naglilihi. First time ko makakita ng pomegranate. Nakakita ako ng pomegranate, sabi ko, buntis. Walang nagsasabi sa akin, no? Walang nagsasabi sa akin na buntis. Pero nakita ko yung pomegranates, may dala siya. Basta may dalang pomegranates, buntis. So, doon ko na, kaya tuwing makakabasa ako ng pomegranates, naaalala ko yon. Pero, there's no pain anymore. And I'm happy for them. And I'm also happy because our Father, has given me insights. Hindi ko malalaman lahat ng ito kung hindi dahil kay Almighty Father. Hindi ko ma-discover na isang bagay lang ang makita ko, alam ko nang ibig sabihin. Yung mind ko gumaganon. Kumakalat. Parang may mga network sa utak na nagkakaroon ng spark, ano. Makakita na ko kahit sa picture. Ay nako, ito na to. Kaya hindi pwedeng makakita ako, kaya minsan iniiwasan kong tumingin, sometimes ayokong malaman, pero nalalaman ko. Kasi nga, I don't know kung paano nangyayari yon. It's the Almighty Father's works. Kaya, pag naalala ko itong pomegranates, it means na naalala ko na ay buntis. Ngayon, ang ibig sabihin pala ng pomegranates, fertility, abundance, and eternal life. Ngayon, dito sa design, may nakalagay pomegranates. The capitals on the two pillars also had pomegranates above by the convex surface, which was next to the network. And there were 200 such pomegranates in rows on each of the capitals all around. Then he set up the pillars by the vestibule of the temple. He set up the pillars on the right and called its name Jakin, or he shall establish. May pillar sa right. Ang pangalan ng pillar sa right, Jakin, or he shall establish. And he set up the pillar on the left and called its name Boaz, or in its strength. So may dalawang pillar. Ang pangalan isang pillar, Jakin, isang pangalan ng pillar, Boaz. The tops of the pillars were in the shape of lilies. So the work of the pillars was finished. Ano naman ang ibig sabihin ng lilies? Kasi flower yung lilies, di ba? Lilies means love, purity, innocence, fertility, and rebirth. And abundance din. Kasi nga, ang promise sa atin ni Almighty Father, abundance for all eternity. Kaya nga, nung unang mabasa ko itong First Kings, mukhang mahihirapan yata ako dahil puro mga description. Pero, naintindihan ko na ito palang First Kings chapter 7, it's a taste of what heaven looks like and what heaven offers to the people. Verse 22, the tops of the pillars were in the shape of lilies, so the work of the pillars was finished. Verse 23, and he made the sea of cast bronze, 10 cubits from one brim to the other, and it was completely round. So merong sea of cast bronze. Bakit may sea of cast bronze? Nabanggit itong sea, di ba? Sa nabanggit yung sea? Sa book of Revelation chapter 4. Di ba sa front ng throne may sea na nakita si John the Evangelist. Revelation chapter 4 verse 6. Before the throne, there was a sea of glass like crystal, and in the midst of the throne. So, itong description or itong temple na ginagawa ni Solomon, hindi siya aware na yung ginagawa pala niya, it's kamukha ng temple ni Almighty Father in heaven. Although this one, it's not as near as beautiful as what the heaven looks like. Pero it's just a taste for the people to see. Pero yung mga tao, hindi sila aware. Aware ba kayo? Baka hindi rin kayo aware? Kasi merong binabanggit dito sa temple, kamukha ng binabanggit ni Jeremiah, Isaiah, and John the Evangelist. So may sea of cast bronze, no? 10 cubits from one brim to the other. It was completely round. Its height was 5 cubits. And the line of 30 cubits measured its circumference. Below its brim were ornamental buds encircling it all around, 10 to a cubit, all the way around the sea. The ornamental buds were cast in 2 rows when it was cast. It stood on 12 oxen. Bakit 12 oxen? Bakit may ox? Hindi aware si Solomon bakit niya nilagyan ng ox. Okay? Hindi siya aware. Pero bakit may ox? Ang ox, isa sa mga 12 characteristics of the Almighty Father, meaning patient. At saka nagpe-persevere, resilient. Why 12? 12 tribes of Israel. Hindi lang aware si Solomon kung ba't niya nilagay yun. Basta gusto lang niya. Nagandaan lang siya pero nilagay sa isip niya ni Almighty Father to. Hindi lang sa kanya in-explain. Ulitin natin, no? It stood on 12 oxen, 3 looking toward the north, 3 looking toward the east, to the west, 3 looking toward the south, 3 looking toward the east. The sea was set upon them, and all their back parts pointed inward. It was a handbreadth thick, and its brim was shaped like a brim of a cup, like a lily blossom. It contained about 12,000 gallons or 2,000 baths. Nakalagay sa 2 Chronicles chapter 4 verse 5 also. Ito naman, description naman ng the carts and the lavers. Yung lavers meaning basin. So itong carts and lavers, description naman ito na nakita ni Jeremiah. Sa Jeremiah, ito namang carts and lavers, ito naman yung plunder ni Nebuzaradan. Mababasa sa Jeremiah chapter 53. Lavers means basins. He also made 10 stands of bronze. 4 cubits was the length of each cart, 4 cubits its width, and 3 cubits its height. And this was the design of the carts. They had panels, and the panels were between frames. On the panels that were between the frames were lions, oxen, and cherubim. Binanggit na yung lion. Characteristics of, isa sa mga characteristics ng Almighty Father. Kasi yung 4 living creatures, nag-iiba-iba sila ng muka. Sometimes, lion. Tapos, minsan, ox ang tingin. Minsan, eagle. Minsan, man. Okay? So, pagtingin mo, akala ko ba lion? Tapos, mamaya makikita mo, bakit parang eagle ang itsura? Kasi nga, nag-iiba-iba yung mukha. Okay? And cherubim. And on the frames was a pedestal on top. Bakit sa frame may pedestal on top? Ezekiel chapter 10, and I looked, and there in the firmament, yung pedestal, it's like a firmament. Below the lions and the oxen were wreaths of plated work. Hindi di-describe kung bakit may lions and oxen. Basta ginawa lang ni Solomon na lagyan nyo ng oxen, lagyan nyo ng lion. Walang description dito na sinabi si Solomon na kaya natin lalagyan ng lion, kaya natin lalagyan ng oxen. Walang description na ganun. Basta ibinigay lang ni Almighty Father kay Solomon. Below the lions and the oxen were wreaths of plated work. Every cart had 4 bronze wheels. Alam nyo na yung wheels, di ba? Yung wheels na binabanggit sa Ezekiel chapter 10. And axles of bronze, and its 4 feet had supports. Under the laver were supports of cast bronze beside each wreath. Yung wreath, bilog din siya. It looks like wheels also. Bakit importante yung wheel? Kasi anong nakalagay sa Ezekiel? Sa wheel nandun yung spirit, no, of the 4 living creatures. Saan nga ba nakalagay yan? And on the wheels, Ezekiel chapter 10 verse 17. And on the wheels are the spirit of the cherubim. Kaya may wheels, kaya may wreath. Kaya nga ito yung ginagawa ni Solomon na temple. It's a taste of what heaven looks like. Binigay ni Almighty Father kay Solomon. Below the lines in the oxen were wreaths of plated work. Every cart had 4 bronze wheels and axles of bronze. And its 4 feet had supports. Under the laver were supports of cast bronze beside each wreath. So ito yung time na ginagawa, ha? At yung time na sinira, nandito sa Jeremiah chapter 53. So more or less more than ilang year ba yun? Ginawa ang temple ni Almighty Father (974) BC. Na plunder (586 BC. Saan may calculator dito? 974 minus 586. So yung temple ni Almighty Father, from the time na create up to the time na plunder, 388 years. Ang tagal, ano? Sino bang kausap ko? Kausap ko sarili ko. Ang tagal ka, no? Kasi na plunder nung time ni Zedekiah. Ituloy natin, ano? Every cart had 4 bronze wheels and axles of bronze, and its 4 feet had supports. Under the laver were supports of cast bronze beside each wreath. Its opening inside the crown at the top was 1 cubit in diameter, and the opening was round, shaped like a pedestal, 1.5 cubits in outside diameter. And also on the opening were engravings, but the panels were square, not round. Under the panels were the 4 wheels, and the axles of the wheels were joined in the cart. Ngayon, kung gusto mo makita itong itsura na to, hindi mo pwede ilagay sa mga AI or AI platform like ChatGPT, iba ang lalabas na itsura. Okay? The height of the wheel was 1.5 cubits. Verse 33, the workmanship of the wheels was like the workmanship of a chariot wheel. Their axle pins, their rims, their spokes, and their hubs were all of cast bronze. Alam mo ang bronze, no? May halong... Yung bronze may halo rin siyang ginto, pero konti na lang, ha? Some bronze alloys like Corinthian bronze historically incorporated gold and silver. Tuloy natin, ano? Verse 34. And there were 4 supports at the 4 corners of each cart. Its supports were part of the cart itself. On the top of the cart, at the height of 0.5 cubit, it was perfectly round, and on the top of the cart, its flanges and its panels were of the same casting. On the plates of its flanges and on its panels, he engraved cherubim, lions, and palm trees. Why palm trees? Ano ibig sabihin ng palm trees? Victory, triumph, peace, and eternal life. Yun ibig sabihin ng palm trees. Wherever there was a clear space on each, with wreaths all around. Thus he made the 10 carts. All of them were of the same mold. Isa lang itsura, isa lang ang molde. Pare-pero itsura. 1 measure and 1 shape. Then he made 10 lavers of bronze, or 10 basins of bronze. Each laver contained 40 baths, or 240 gallons of water ang kayang ilagay sa isang basin. And each laver was 4 cubits. Yung laki. On each of the 10 carts was a laver. So, merong cart yon, tapos may laver. May basin, pero merong laver. May basin, may laver, pero may cart siya, meron siyang parang patungan. Verse 39, and he put the 5 carts on the right side of the house, and 5 on the left side of the house. He set the sea on the right side of the house, toward the southeast. Verse 40, Huram or Hiram made the lavers and the shovels and the bowls. So itong mga articles na to, ito ay kinuha din ni Nebuzaradan, di ba, nabanggit sa Jeremiah chapter 53. Jeremiah chapter 52 verse 19 pala. Sorry. Huram made the lavers and the shovels and the bowls. So Huram finished doing all the work. For he was to do for King Solomon for the house of the Lord. The 2 pillars, the 2 bowl-shaped capitals that were on top of the 2 pillars. The 2 network covering the 2 bowl-shaped capitals which were on top of the pillars. 400 pomegranates for the 2 networks. 2 rows of pomegranates for each network to cover the 2 bowl-shaped capitals that were on top of the pillars. The 10 carts, the 10 lavers on the carts, 1 sea, and 12 oxen under the sea. The pots, the shovels, and the bowls. Yun na. Jeremiah chapter 52 verse 19. Check natin, ha. Ito na yun, na kinuha ni Nebuzaradan. They also took away the pots, the shovels, the trimmers, the bowls, the spoons, and all the bronze utensils with which the priests ministered, the basins, the fire pans, the bowls, the pots, the lampstands, the spoons, and the cups, whatever was solid gold and whatever was solid silver, the captain of the guard took away. The 2 pillars, 1C, the 12 bronze bulls or the 12 oxen na binanggit dito sa 1 Kings chapter 7, which were under it, and the carts or yung lavers, tsaka yung carts, which King Solomon had made for the house of the Lord. The bronze of all these articles was beyond measure. So, pati binabanggit ito yung mga pomegranates na kinuha rin. Jeremiah chapter 52, if you want to check it. So, balik na tayo dito, habang ginagawa. On sea, 12 oxen under the sea, the pots, the shovels, and the bowls. All these articles you made for King Solomon for the house of the Lord were of burnished bronze. In the plain of Jordan, the king had them cast in clay molds between Succoth and Zartan. And Solomon did not weigh all the articles because there were so many. The weight of the bronze was not determined. Sobrang dami. Thus Solomon had all the furnishings made for the house of the Lord, the altar of gold, the table of gold on which was the showbread, the lampstands of pure gold, 5 on the right side and 5 on the left in front of the inner sanctuary, with the flowers and the lamps and the wick trimmers of gold, the basins, the trimmers, the bowls, the ladles, and the censers or fire pans of pure gold, and the hinges of gold, both for the doors of the inner room or the most holy place, and for the doors of the main hall of the temple. Verse 51 in the last verse of 1 Kings chapter 7. So all the work that King Solomon had done for the house of the Lord was finished, and Solomon brought in the things which his father David had dedicated. So, di ba meron mga naipon si King David na mga articles of gold and silver, which his father David had dedicated? The silver and the gold and the furnishings, he put them in the treasuries of the house of the Lord. So, itong mga naipon ni King David, inipon lang niya to, pero wala pang paglalagyan, nandun lang na sa tent. No? So, ngayon may paglalagyan na. So, saan makikita itong mga naipon ni David? Nakalagay ito sa 2 Samuel chapter 8 verse 11. King David also dedicated this to the Lord, along with the silver and gold that he had dedicated from all the nations which he had subdued. So, each time na magpa-plunder siya, meron siyang mga raid, kumukuha siya ng mga bagay doon, kinukuha niya yun. At merong parte si Almighty Father, iniipon ni David. From Syria, from Moab, from the people of Ammon, from the Philistines, from the Amalekites, and from the spoil of Hadadezer, the son of Rehob, king of Zobah. So, yung mga naipon ni David, walang gumagalaw nun. Si King Solomon, inilagay na niya sa house of the Lord. So, maraming mga naipon si David. And marami ring gold and silver and bronze si King Solomon. So, abundant yung time ni King Solomon. Time of peace and abundance. At itong buildings or the temple ni Almighty Father, yung mga articles doon or yung mga nakalagay doon ng mga designs, palm trees, pomegranates, oxen, cherubim, lions, mga designs, basin, yung sea, lahat na yon, ano yon, makikita yon sa heaven. Yun ang meron. Kung anong meron sa heaven, yun ang in-incorporate yun ang in-incorporate ni Solomon sa Temple of God. Pero hindi alam ni Solomon na yun ay yung heaven. Hindi siya aware. Basta ang binibigay lang sa kanya ni Almighty Father, itong ilagay mo, itong ilagay mo. Ito, lagyan mo ng lion, lagyan mo ng pomegranates, lagyan mo. Ipinapakita ni Almighty Father, ipinapasok sa isip ni Almighty Father kay Solomon, lahat ng mga design. Kasi itong Temple of God here on earth, no? Para makita ng mga tao kung gaano kaganda ang heaven. Pero hindi makapture yung holiness ng temple na pinagawa ni Solomon. At hindi nakita ng tao. Hindi sila naging aware. Akala lang nila, ang ganda ng lugar na to, ang ganda ng pinagawa ni Solomon, na temple. Hindi sila aware na yun, kung ano yung mga bagay na nandun, may counterpart yun sa heaven, pero hindi nila nakikita yun. Ang nakikita lang nila yung mga physical aspect, like gawa sa gold. Pero in heaven, mas maganda pa. Naintindihan natin? Naintindihan mo, Iska? Sky ko lang nakanonood nito. Nakakatulugan mo pa, no? Buta aminado ka naman. Nagpapasalamat ako kay Almighty Father kasi akala ko, habang binabasa ko ito, ang hirap na itong basahin na puro mga description. Pero, habang binabasa natin, sinasabi ni Almighty Father, yan yung nasa heaven. Kasi may proof. Nandito sa Bible, yung description na binagay ni Ezekiel, yung description na pinapakita ni Apostle John at saka ni Prophet Isaiah. Kaya ipapasalamat ako kay Almighty Father na iintindihan ko ang kanyang mga salita, and now inilalagay ko ito sa internet para kung sino man yung makanood, kung may manonood man o wala, inilalagay ko to dahil idinededicate ko ang lahat ng ito kay Almighty Father. Because I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. Because our Father is good and He will never change. He is our real treasure. Itong mga bagay na to na ginawa ni King Solomon na temple, sinira ng tao. But ang heaven, kung nasaan ang tatay natin, hindi masisira yon. It will be for all eternity. Because our Father is powerful. Thank you, and God loves us all so much.